Here comes a new challenger!
Hello there everyone, and welcome to my day one impressions of Kazuya Mishima. Now, for those who know me, I love playing, well, all the fighting game characters. This includes Ryu, Ken, Terry, and Min. And if you want to count the Miis, I like playing the Miis too. But when it comes down to it, I thought, hey, maybe I should play Kazuya once he comes out. I think it'll be fun. When he first came out in the first hour, I was not a big fan of him, for a few reasons. One, his movement felt natural to me. But it was his jump. His jump felt wrong. And why is that? Well, you see, in Ultimate, every character has a universal frame 3 jump squat. This means by the time they're in the air by frame 4, right? But Kazuya on the other hand, has a frame 6 jump squat, which means that he doesn't get into the air until frame 7. That felt really weird to me. You know, I've played the other Smash games, sure, but, you know, now that I'm so used to Ultimate and every character having frame 3 jump squats, it felt so weird. Not only that, but his double jump is even weirder, because it's a Mewtwo double jump. What do I mean by this? Well, let me explain. When he double jumps, you see this, it kind of takes a while before he starts lifting off, but if you press an aerial afterwards, you don't even go that much higher. So it's sort of like Mewtwo, where Mewtwo won't do his full double jump unless you delay the aerial. Alright? So, if you want the full double jump with a rising aerial, then you have to delay the aerial. But if you want the aerial immediately, then you just do it immediately. Which can lead to some interesting stuff. Like... or whoops, I messed that up. Whoops. Why do I keep doing fair? I mean to do nair. Yeah, nair. Yeah, you can combo like that. Obviously, you can go even further, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Now, that was when he first came out. It was the first few hours, and I decided to just play with friends. We played some Kazuya Dittos, and I just say, the gold ult is one of the ugliest things I've ever laid my eyes on. Oh, but Sam is Dio joke. No, it looks ugly. It is terrible. Alright? He has other 7 ults, though. Beautiful. Anyways, so that was one thing. The next thing was his movement, his move speed. Now, me, I'm used to playing characters like Ryu, right? Ryu is pretty fast, all things considered, in terms of his moves and when they come out, right? But for Kazuya, because I kind of expected him to, you know, have a sort of similar feel to Ryu, Ken, and Terry, which I was wrong about, his moves just felt weird. I tried doing things faster than they should be, right? So, like, for instance, I tried doing just one up tilt, similar to Ryu, where you can do, like, multiple up tilts, or you could sort of delay the up tilts to do it, like, a little bit slower, right? Which can lead to some situations, which is nice. But for Kazuya, he wasn't like that. Another thing that I didn't like initially, and I still don't like now, is doing a turnaround F tilt. I have to delay it. Normally, I do it immediately, but with Kazuya, I can't do it at all. I can't really show it with Ryu because training mode doesn't allow me to change controls. But if I were to do, like, you know, like a turnaround F tilt, it'd be so much more easier with Ryu. Whereas with Kazuya, sometimes I try to, like, what I'll do is, like, I'll hit an aerial on their shield and then dash back F tilt. But sometimes if I dash back too hard, he'll do that instead, right? So that was also weird for me. I wasn't a big fan of that. Another thing too is some of his confirms, right? So say like with side B, all right, if I wanted to get the F tilt, I couldn't do it normally. The only way I can do it is by delaying the forward tilt, which is again really weird to me. And you gotta delay it a while. It's possible, but you gotta delay it a little bit. You can't do it immediately. which sucks. You know, I kind of just want to do my tilts instantly, but Kazuya doesn't allow me due to how he's designed, you know what I mean? Which is a perfectly fine design, but I'm just saying that, like, for me personally, there are definitely things I want to do with Kazuya, but I just can't because this guy won't, you know, he just won't turn around when I need him to. And that's kind of frustrating. Of course, like I said, I'll have to get used to it. That's not a big deal for me, you know. It took me a while to get used to reuse and the other characters auto turn. Like, it took me a while to get used to that. So, you know, getting used to Kazuya having to delay my buttons is perfectly fine. But, you know, there's that. Another thing that I wasn't, like I said, a big fan of is his command grab. This move. This one right here. Because I pressed shield there, but I got Wind God Fist when I should have gotten a grab. This grab. But because of how grab is a micro, right? So if you press jump, if you press attack and shield at the same time, or you hold shield and press attack, you'll get a grab. Because grab is a micro instead of its own dedicated button, this basically means that sometimes you might get the grab, you might, but sometimes you might just get a regular grab if you mess up, and sometimes you'll just get Wind God Fist. All right, or if you hold it, you get Demon God Fist, right? But that in itself is just so weird. Especially, like, I love that command grab because it sends at the most whack angle possible. Okay, literally death angle. All right, you see, like, that was grab. That was me doing it with grab. I want Ryu to stand up here and there you go. Tried grabbing him, didn't work. So definitely something I'm getting used to. But look at that angle. That's an angle. All right, that's a throw angle. So in that sense, I don't mind. It's just, it's weird things that I have to get used to. Like, for instance, me personally, I am not used to just frames in fighting games. I'm not, right? I'm just not. And when it comes to Kazuya, I'm just not a big fan of him, you know. But I gotta get used to it if I want to play this character, because obviously there's God Fist, but then there's also Electric Wind God Fist. But the thing is, I myself am not used to pressing the A button after or during the move, right? I'm used to doing it right after with Ryu, right? So for me, it's like this weird muscle memory thing that I have to get over. But once I get over it, you know, and once I start getting the timing down, because I know the timing, it's just that my fingers hesitate for whatever reason. Once I get used to it, I feel like, oh yeah, like, definitely this is gonna be something really great. Also, Electric Wind God Fist has like this weird effect on shields, which is obviously intentionally programmed, but I just can't seem to get it. It's kind of hard to hold two controllers at the same time. There you go. Like, it has that weird property, makes it plus on shield, so you know, like, no one's gonna be able to punish you for it, and it's full body invincibility, and you can get crazy combos off of it. Now, there are multiple ways to do this sort of input. So the normal one is a Shoryuken input, right? But you can also do double diagonal, which, I mean, double diagonal is pretty good, but the problem is if you mess up, you might get a different move, so be wary of that. The other method is doing like down at an angle, then doing a full 360 motion, and then hit like A once you get to that portion. So like right there, I held A, but I did a full 360 motion. So that's also possible to do. Basically, just choose whatever makes you feel most comfortable. If you want to do Wind God Fist, you know, that's just how it works. Now, another thing too is his movement on the ground. So one of the things that I love about dashes is that dashes, you know, like single dashes like Ryu and Ken and Terry, their dashes are unique because they have a backdash. No other character in the game has a backdash, and so does Kazuya. What makes Kazuya's dashes interesting is that they can cancel into themselves, which means that he doesn't have to commit when he throws out a dash, which is pretty nice. Not only that, but he also has crouch dash. Now, the thing about crouch dash is that there is a way to spam it. If you press forward and down, which is what you would normally press for a dash walk, which, if I can get it, thank you. You want to use it with tilt stick. There you go. It's gonna be some time before I get used to it myself. I can get like 3 reps before messing it up, but you know, if once you master this, you're basically going to be wave dashing along the ground while still being upper body invincibility, which is pretty insane. And of course you can do a move out of it, which is pretty crazy, right? So there's that. But when it comes to like his whole movement, it's kind of weird to me, but I kind of like it, you know what I mean? Like it's weird, but I like it. Like I said, my only issue is that if you turn fully around and you want to do like a turnaround tilt, you have to delay the tilt. You can't do it immediately, because if you do it immediately, you just get the back tilt. So that's something to keep in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is his special moves. So his special moves are kind of weird. You obviously have the laser. You can angle in 3 different angles, and in the air it's the same thing. So you can angle it a little bit lower, or just straight ahead, or just the normal. All right, so that's nice. Laser's not much to talk about. Along with this up B. This up B, crazy strong though. It is a pretty good kill move, and if they're like 120, then you can always just go for, like, say, Electric Wind Godfist into, well, into that, and it's a true combo. Okay, Electric Wind Godfist, you can get like up smash and backdash F smash, because then you'll get the sweet spot. And I'll go into smash attacks later, but that's another thing. His grab also pretty good. It can catch off the air. 14 frames. It's basically Bowser grab, but well, it's funnier. All right, now the main one is the side B. So side B, I've noticed, has some really weird properties. So we're gonna put Ryu right along here. Now normally, yeah, you'll catch them, right? But if we push Ryu a little bit farther back, like a little bit farther back, he won't get, you know, you won't get the slide sort of thing. But for whatever reason, if you do it in the air, at least from what I noticed, maybe I'm just delusional, and we'll check it out right here, right now. Maybe I'm just being delusional. But whenever I jump from ledge, side B, I just get it like that from that distance, which is pretty good. So if this is consistent with what I think it is, this basically means you can do this, and because you're so much closer to them, you can get even crazier setups, right? Because, or not crazier setups, but you don't have to worry about like doing like a dash in like up smash or dash in something or whatever, right? You're right there, and in some cases by doing that, you'll even be right in front of them. So you so for what I do is I do a short hop side B. Like that's short hop side B. All right, and short hop side B for me has been a lot better. It's been really good. Another thing too is that while normally this move is cross up protected by shield, so you can't cross up, right? If you stay in front of them, similar to like Falco side Bs. But if you do the aerial version, or if you do the aerial version high enough, I should add, then you can actually cross up their shield. So if they're expecting to punish it, you can cross up. I've had it happen, but I guess I'm just not getting the timing down now. But you can cross up. All right, just because I'm not getting it now doesn't mean it doesn't exist. All right, jeez. Okay, let me try one more time. Like there's a way you can hit it and it still crosses up, but I'm just messing up the timing. All right, I'm only one guy. I have 2 controllers. Give me a break. All right, but you can't cross up on shield, which is pretty good. So that is something that Kazuya does have. Maybe it just doesn't work on all characters. Maybe. But still, it's pretty good to have, because again, it's pretty laggy and somewhat punishable on shield, so having that is pretty good. Another thing about Kazuya's hat, it feels like a lot of his moves are very negative on shield, but the reason why you don't get punished for them as often as normal characters would is most likely because of their pushback. So like for instance, this move right here has a lot of pushback, or his other moves have a lot of pushback. So because of that, yeah, they should be like very negative on shield in some cases, and some of them really are. But because of how, I guess, how strong Kazuya's moves are, like on shield, like knockback wise, normally you won't get punished for it, which is pretty nice, as long as you aren't being predictable, obviously. A few other things to note is obviously he has a lot of invincible or rather invulnerable moves, it's actually easier to name all the moves that don't have invulnerability than ones that do. And I'm not gonna do that right now, but it's basically like a Z Broly from fighter situation where it's easier to name what moves don't have super armor versus those that do in like Broly's case. So when it comes to like him, he can beat out, like he could definitely outbox a lot of characters. Like Ryu here, he could definitely outbox. He can box out Fox, Falco, like the spaces in general. Characters that just are okay at like at close range, he can actually just straight up beat at close range. The characters like the Shotos, Terry, with proper spacing, Kazuya can definitely just wall them out. So yeah, I mean, what can I say? Just a lot of invulnerable moves. What can I say? So in that respect, that's really cool. Another cool thing that I found out was, so this down tilt, it's pretty good. You can get like a follow-up at like higher percents, right? Or something to that effect. Yeah, so you see, you can get a follow-up afterwards, but obviously on shield it's very punishable. You can fake out. As long as you press shield during the animation, you cancel the move. And the cancel is so quick, there's no way they're gonna react to this. All right, the cancel is so quick, there's no way they're gonna react to getting grabbed. Or obviously, if you have this, then you can, there's no way they're gonna react to that. So that's pretty good. Another thing to keep in mind with Rage, since I have it on right now, it does up your damage, which means something like, or will do a lot more damage than normally. But of course you do have Rage Drive. Now Rage Drive you can activate with one of three ways. You can either grab them with normal grab, down B grab, or you do a Shoryuken input. It's basically like 15 frames, but it has armor, which is incredible. Super armor. I don't think it's heavy armor. I think it's just straight up super armor. And it kills much earlier. Not only that, but it does mad damage. It does 40 damage, like 40%. That's insane. Of course, you do lose rage, but you lose rage anyways by either taking, from what I've noticed, at least 50% after taking 100. So that's something to note. Though I've seen it like 143 to 150, around that range. It's really random because like I thought it was consistent because I consistently got it out by 147, but then like one time I kept it at 150 and then I lost it earlier like 130. So I mean, maybe it works like Sephiroth's where it's like based on your stock count, but I'm not sure. That's very consistent though, and I'm not a big fan of inconsistency. So yeah, as for like other small oddities with Kazuya, of course, so when it comes to like this 10 hit, doing that is very awkward. Like for me, the timing can be kind of awkward, especially when you're playing against someone. Like here, that's not a problem for me, but if I'm actually playing against someone, it's going to be a problem for me. Now 10 hit can net you something good, which is on the 9th hit, they get knocked down and you can tech chase them. If only if only it was that good, because of course, if as long as you hold away and you shield, then you know, so very unreliable, but it's there. Now the only other things I want to do is talk about is like his normals real quick. So his normals, they made sure that the up till infinite from Smash 4 is no longer here, because if you do a second one, they basically go nowhere. Most of these moves, like, they're great in like a lot of situations, but in those same situations, you would much prefer going with Electric Wind God Fist than those moves. But it's still like pretty good. Again, like I gotta get more consistent with it, but I will. I will. It's only a matter of time. I will practice it in Tekken if I must, even though it's a completely different input, but whatever. All right. So in some cases, right, when it comes to Kazuya, like in this range, you could do you could do this, right? You could go for that move, if you wanted to, but in that same range, I can literally just dash in and do win God Fist. So again, it's all to personal preference when you want to use these moves, but still pretty good. This trip move, it's not that bad. I definitely say like it's pretty funny, you know, to get hit by this, to hit with it rather, because obviously they trip. Now they can like roll away pretty early at 80%. So what I do is that I immediately just go into Demon God Fist, which I don't know why I'm not getting now. There you go. So that's what I tend to do, and that just works for me, because doing like up smash, it just misses. F smash easily misses. Down smash, I mean, I guess you can get something, but maybe. I'm not even too sure actually. But again, I'm only one person, so there's no way I'm gonna test it out right now. But seemingly, you know, you can get like at least Demon God Fist. Now, the last few moves I really want to talk about that really caught my eye was this crouching moves. Now, crouching for me is very awkward, because I want to use these crouch moves, but then the problem is sometimes I just get this move. So I'm trying to get used to it, because obviously jumping and crouching is possible. What I like to do is like I like to approach with like an aerial and then hold down, because that'll easily allow me to do this, which also means you can do something like or you can even do that, the wall rising. You could do that. So hold on, let me see, let me try one more time. Okay, I keep getting wall rising, but if you hold down, you can get this jab. This jab's broken. I'm gonna explain why later, but you can also use this move, which is angle down back, which it's pretty good. I would say it's pretty good in range, and again it has a vulnerability. And then you have the other variation, which is this, which is down angle forward. It's pretty good. It beats out a lot of moves, so pretty busted, not gonna lie. And it kills, so that's pretty nice. I'm not sure if it's 2 frames. I'll test it out right now. I think Ryu has like a generally yeah. Okay, so if you're right up there, of course it has invincibility. So say like you're playing against Ryu Ken, this is just a hypothetical. You could just like sit there and react to the Shoryuken, or predict when they're gonna throw a Shoryuken, and since you're full body invincible, boom, you beat them out. So a hypothetical situation, but a funny one nonetheless. But anyways, this move, super busted. And why is that? This thing has mad stun. All right, mad stun. When I mean mad stun, I mean, okay, well, we can't show it off with a grab, but let's see if we can. That comboed, right? And here's the thing about the combo counter, right? The combo counter will only count moves as a combo if there's no way for the opponent to escape, right? Generally, when it comes to a lot of combos you see, sometimes the combo counter won't go up, and people will go, oh, then it's not a true combo. But that's not true. Well, that's not true that the combo counter is not working. Look, all right, basically most characters' fastest option in the air when getting hit is a frame 3 move, but not all characters have a frame 3 option, like a nair, right? Like Mario's nair, Luigi's nair, those are frame 3s, right? But some characters don't have access to that. Some characters have frame 3 air dodges. Some characters have frame 2 or 1 air dodges, right? In the case of like Ryu here, for instance, he has a frame 1, and you know, frame 1 armored move. Obviously it only armors once, but it's still an armored move. Pretty good. So Ryu can escape from those situations. Some characters' fastest option is a frame 4 air dodge. So like I think like Bowser or K. Rool. So with those characters, they're obviously going to get hit. Bayonetta, for instance, has frame 1 bats within. So in the situation with Kazuya, this little dinky move will actually combo into some very strange moves. Like that connected. Let me see if I'm trying to see if I can do the wall rising, because this is busted. I guess they kind of programmed it to well, I think they might have programmed it so you don't get that. Maybe there's a workaround. I'm not sure, but I'm not getting it. But getting the wall rising is also pretty good. It's essentially Wind God Fist, but they crumple like focus, which is pretty strong. And obviously having something like this, you have all the time in the world to go into a kill move, you know, so pretty busted. You know. Well, while rising, what I like to do is, like I said, I like to do something where I land with an aerial and then do something like that. All right, another cool thing, Kazuya, very late percents, but he does have a kill throw and up throw, which means if you catch them on a platform, for instance, it will kill them at like 130, 140. Like, obviously not the greatest kill throw, but it's still good enough. It's still something he has. So yeah, that was basically it for what I want to get into moveset wise. As for miscellaneous things, I love that his side taunt is this move. I never see no one use that move. I never use that move in Tekken 7. All right, the move sucks, but it's funny that it's a side taunt. It doesn't kill, as far as I'm aware, right? Like, I have not seen this move kill, but wouldn't it be funny? You can actually combo into it, which is hilarious. But let's try. No, that's not gonna kill. But if you kill with it, oh, oh man, wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be funny? And there are true combos into it. I mean, of course, if you want to waste your while rising. Oh man, but that's still pretty good. I do love that even though it's not in his victory screens, he does have his smile, his beautiful smile. This guy's a villain. Like, literally, if you've never played Tekken, I just want to let you know, this man is no hero whatsoever. All right, Kazuya is one of the most cruel characters in all of Tekken. All right, and if you want proof of that, check out the Tekken 5 ending. Oh my goodness, that was evil what he did there. He is evil. So just so you know, he is kind of a bit of a psychopath. But that was pretty cool. I also like that the announcer actually says his name for victory screens. Xander Mobus, you know, the announcer for Smash, still says his name on the character select screen. Similar with Joker, where Joker, you know, you don't hear Joker at the end of a match, right? You only hear Joker through, well, the character select screen. So I just want to show that off real quickly. And the victory poses themselves are pretty nice. I do like the Tekken 1 pose the most, like, out of all of them. The Tekken 7 one, the player like clapping and the name just covers up his face, and then the other one's pretty cool, but you don't actually get to see his face if you have the coat, which is quite unfortunate, but still pretty cool nonetheless. But as you see, which Xander, I know you'll never watch this, but why do you have to say it like that? I don't know, what is it? But he just says Kazuya really weird. Really weird. But like I said, the same thing applies with Joker. Like, he actually does say Joker's name, but you only get to ever hear it when you're picking the character. Which, I mean, it makes sense, but it's just sort of weird, right? As for the rest of what comes with Kazuya, his ults are pretty great. Of course, you can't really see the pants ones, but you know, you can... normal white pants, pretty good. This, top tier. This, like, I'm just giving my first impressions. This one's all right. This one's the best. All right, the best one of his ults, I might think. This one, I think, is okay. Not the best. This one, perfect. All right, second best out of the coats, in my opinion. This, the Jin one, the black really looks nice with Kazuya. I'll say that much. And then you have this monstrosity. Why? I don't know if you guys find it funny, but I find it funny that Kazuya, Terry, and Ken all have gold alts, but not Ryu, unless you want to count Highlighter Ryu. I don't even think Min Min has a gold alt as well. Yeah, she doesn't. So, you know, I'd find it funny if both of them had gold alts, but whatever. Gold usually never works But anyways, that's enough ranting about gold vaults. I might make that a tier list actually. But anyways, when it comes to Kazuya, I am very much happy with how he's turned out. You know, as I've been playing him more and more, you know, during that 1 day period, I have been very satisfied with him, and I fully expect to play him much more. I kind of just have to get used to him. That's the thing. And I also don't want to like lose my muscle memory for, say, Ryu, Ken, Terry. Obviously, like Min, it's I'm not gonna lose my muscle memory because that's like an entirely different type of archetype. But for, you know, Ryu and Ken, I should probably like try to practice them more. I mean, Ryu forever will be my best out of the characters I'll be playing and what you'll be seeing in majority of like my videos and stuff. But still, I just kind of wanted to explain my opinions, my impressions of Sephiroth day one. You know, obviously there's been a lot going on Twitter. This like the Kazuya CPU is by far one of the most insane things in this game. I can't explain it. Like, for whatever reason, the level 9 CPU, no joke, will footstool combo you. It's gonna read your options, like whatever option you take, right? It's utterly ridiculous. I'll see if he does something here right now, but the CPU kind of crazy from what I've seen. So so like obviously, like look at that, like what the CPU would not, what CPU does that? Like why? And obviously it's gonna hit me there with an F smash, but like Smash 4 CPUs would never do that, and this one does a freaking footstool combo on you if you try fighting it. Like no joke. I want to see if it can do it right here. I don't, no, stop. Don't, no 10 hit. Come on, do a footstool combo. Come on, do a footstool combo. All right. Never mind. All right, he doesn't want to do a footstool combo. I guess he's feeling a little bit shy, you know. But I've seen the crazy stuff these CPUs can do. Like, look at that. Like, what? Look at what is that? Yo, like you're never gonna see a CPU ever do that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, but this is the reality, right? Ultimate is a lot of things. Bad online. Weak single player, but if you want a good training partner, the CPU's got your back. You know what I mean? And obviously, I'm not going to be going over the stage, by the way. I guess I should have said that earlier on, but I'm not going over the stage. It's obviously not competitively viable, but it's similar to the Terry stage, the SNK stage. So in that sense, it should be very fun to play on, like casually, but competitive-wise, I'm not going to discuss it, obviously. As for Kazuya himself, like I said, I'm very satisfied. It's just going to take me a while to get used to him and how he moves and all this sort of stuff. So for me, I'm happy, but it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult, but I'm gonna learn. You know, I will learn this character because I want to learn this character. I really want to like get a good grasp of this character. Obviously, when it comes to tournaments, like if I ever attend the local or whatever, I'm obviously not gonna go to Kazuya as my first pick, but if I get more and more used to him, who knows, I might, you know, pull him out in a tournament sometime. But, you know, that's future discussion, and there aren't any locals around me right now, so it is what it is. But for right now, I'm happy. I'm very happy. And you know what? I almost forgot. One more thing. I am happy with the Final Smash. You know, obviously, like, I don't play it casually, so I don't often see these, but I do love that they did use the Tekken 7 rage art for Devil Kazuya. It's pretty nice, and of course his devil form as is, which this devil form, I think it obviously comes from Tekken 7, but I would have really loved it if Sakurai had the attention to detail of it actually just being the Tekken 2 devil, where he has like that really dumb line in the middle of his face. You know, maybe that's just me wanting that, but I would have loved that. I would have loved that for sure. Also, I love this detail where if you charge up your smash attacks, he actually keeps the he actually transforms during it. That's another cool attention to detail. So yeah, I love Kazuya. I love what they did. One of my favorite characters, honestly. Like out of all the DLC, I think he was weird for me at first, but he's probably like my top 5 favorite of the DLC. And I'll make a tier list as to my view on why, or like what characters I find fun compared to others from the DLC alone. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed. This was obviously pretty long, but that's because this is a character I'm much more familiar with than say Pyra Mythra when I did those a while back. So yeah, and of course Sephiroth. So yeah, like I said, I'm quite happy. And obviously there's a lot of other things I didn't go over, like double forward, which is this kick which reflects. I didn't go over everything. If I went over everything in every excruciating detail, this video would be probably twice as long, you know what I mean? So I wasn't gonna let that happen. So with that, please enjoy yourselves. Thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate it. As with always, I always say subscribe, 1,000 subs before the end of the year, because I am a shill. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please stick around, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Be safe, take care, and peace.
I'm coming through, partner, we can do this right. You're the fire, I'm the wind tonight. Burning tread, haha, that's right, baby, baby.